a huge flashpoint. Rajya Sabha began on a stormy note. Rajya Sabha Chair Venkaiah Naidu slammed the MPs over ruckus and the House was adjourned minutes later. Earlier suspended MPs began their dharna outside the Parliament that was attended by Rahul Gandhi, amongst others. The leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, wrote a letter to Naidu on behalf of suspended MPs, calling the move an unprecedented excessive action, adding that MPs should be given a chance to present their case. Venkaiah Naidu has already rejected the demand to revoke the suspension and said House will rethink if MPs expressed remorse for assaulting Rajya Sabha staff and lowering the dignity of the House. But the suspended MPs have rejected any apology. Some opposition parties, barring the Congress, have threatened to boycott the entire winter session if the suspension is not revoked.
Really, I cannot allow this. I cannot allow this. This will not go on record. And I hope that this will be shown to the people what is being done in this House. It is a sacrilege of the House, I have said. There is no remorse. There is no remorse of the members who have really insulted parliamentary system, coming to the well of the House, climbing at the table, throwing the papers, snatching papers from the minister, and then also here challenging the chair, doing everything which is unparliamentary, undemocratic, and they have no remorse. What can we do? This is not the way. These placards will not be shown, should not be brought into the House. I advise the members, if you are determined, you don't want to have zero over very important issues. 10 important issues are there, special mentions are there. You don't want special mentions, you don't want zero over, you don't want House to run. Crores of rupees are being spent on this House and people are getting dismayed for what is happening in this House.
9 तारीख को 10 तारीख को मानसून सेशन में अगस्त में हुआ और 11 तारीख को वो अनप्रेसिडेंटेड है और ब्लैक हिस्ट्री है. They were the black days of history in the democracy. In the elder house, it never happened so. So they should introspect. Instead of that, नकली गांधी पे कॉल के वो पूज्य महात्मा गांधी जी के स्टैच्यू के सामने बैठना ये तो बहुत हास्यास्पद है. इट इज रिडिकुलस.
कानून के तहत अपनी लड़ाई लड़ना, और हमने इसमें बताया है कि अपने लेटर में कि कानून के तहत ये जो सस्पेंशन हुआ ये ठीक नहीं है, ये माफीनामा नहीं होगा. हम उनसे विनती कर रहे हैं, जो हुआ है वो भूल जाइए. सब मिलके देश के हित में, जनता के हित में काम करेंगे.
Will you be apologizing?
No question of apologizing, no question of bowing to the dictates of this fascist government. We will be raising these issues again and again in the parliament, because we are in the parliament to raise the issues that concern the people of our country. Was there no provocation from the government in the entire session? Why were they not allowing us to discuss any issue under Rule 267, which is a much practiced in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha for the past 70-75 years.
So you're saying the blame lies on the opposition?
100% the blame lies on the opposition, because the blame lies on the government, because it is the duty of the government to run the house.
कि शीतकालीन सत्र में जिस तरीके से सस्पेंड किया है एमपीज को, इंक्लूडिंग मी, वो सस्पेंशन रिवोक करना चाहिए और इस तरीके के अनडेमोक्रेटिक प्रैक्टिसेस पार्लियामेंट्री डेमोक्रेसी के लिए हानिकारक है, उसको बंद करना चाहिए.
303 है उसका नंबर. ये उस मेजॉरिटी का एरोगेंस है. जब वो अपोजिशन में थे तब वो भी डिसरप्शन कर रहे थे, तब ऐसे कभी नहीं हुआ. वो भी पूरा सेशन चलाने नहीं दिया, तभी कभी भी ऐसे एक्शन नहीं हुआ. आप वो ट्रेजरी बन के सब भूल गए. पीपल ऑफ बंगाल हैज सेड देम गुड बाय. वी होप 2024 election in center, the people of our country will say them goodbye.
We are protesting against the anti-people legislations and anti-people policies of the BJP government. We will not surrender before that. suspending 12 MPs, aiming to pass the bills, draconian bills, easily. So we will fight against it.
Maushmi is now joining us live. Maushmi, there have been several opposition leaders who have pointed out over the past couple of days that this particular suspension that has taken place of these particular MPs is based on the conduct from the last session, and hence there's been no precedence of doing it in this particular session. Now, the problem is that because of all of this, it looks like this can also be a washout, the winter session, just like the way the previous session was a washout. All of this is coming now at the taxpayers' money.
Absolutely, Chaiti. If you look at the way the House has proceeded for the past 3 days, this is the third day on the run, and there is no icebreaker of sorts that we see, because the protesting MPs are sitting outside in front of the Gandhi statue. They refuse to blink. The government has already stated that an unconditional apology is what is warranted for them to be taken back into the House. And with the entire pandemonium and ruckus that is following in the House of Elders, we have hardly seen any business being transacted, and a lot of wastage of the taxpayers' money. But the opposition has its own arguments, saying that they are only raising people's issues, and the government is adopting undemocratic ways without taking the version of the suspended MPs. It's acting in this fashion, which is completely autocratic. So really, you can see that a tit for tat is what we are seeing in the winter session also. That's after a complete washout in the monsoon session.
All right. Thanks, Maushmi, for getting us those details right there.